What areas are you seeing here in South Florida or Miami that you would bet on long term?
Okay. That question, I'm also going to need another cup of coffee, but I can single-handedly tell you that my pick is North Bay Village. Why? North Bay Village, strategically, location. And in this case, that location works in different ways. Because obviously, if you're in a retirement vibe, then your location is probably going to be somewhere where you can get a lot of land, where you're not going through all the hustle and bustle of the downtown area.
Right.
So everybody has a different perspective on what the perfect location would be. But North Bay Village, I feel that is strategically located in the dead center of our 305 metropole, and easy peasy to go to the beach, to get onto the highways, to go downtown and up north. So hands down, North Bay Village, the single family area there. If I can get a hold of something, I would. But also even the apartment life. As a matter of fact, I recently took also the
leap.
The leap of faith and decided to invest in North Bay Village because of the location. I see that it is the answer for many people that want a single family environment or home here in the Upper East Side. And that kind of fills in that void because it's centrally located where you're here in a few minutes and you can reach all the major schools. Also, if you're going to go to the beach, you just take 79 to so North Bay Village is the answer if you ask me.
Yeah, and there's a lot of new projects, obviously, that are being in the works and getting approved. So I agree with you. I think it's an area where it has been completely undermined for many years. I mean, there's Treasure Island, North Bay Village itself. There's all these islands with beautiful water views. And there's tremendous opportunity. I agree with you on that for sure. And, you mentioned about the retirement. So my mom, as you know, she lived in Weston. And, in Miami, I think it's just people ask about, how's the Florida real estate market? And I'm thinking, you're asking such a big question. I mean, Florida, you can't even compare what Miami Shores looks like compared to Coconut Grove. The values are completely different. The density is different. The schools are different. The demographics of the people are very different. So my mom lived in Weston for many years. And she recently decided to move up to Port St. Lucie, which they're developing tremendously beautiful communities for 55 and over, and big lands, big planning, and she's loving it there. And I'm seeing, I was visiting her recently, and I'm just seeing how much growth is happening there. Just there's land everywhere, and you can just see signs of big builders, big development companies just really going in there and building these massive communities. It reminds me of what Weston was like maybe 25 years ago. That it was like swampland, but big development companies just going in and capturing a market. And I think there's a lot of that from the retirement age point of view that are really moving up north because the cost of living just doesn't make sense here. And I think, in these areas, going back to like a North Bay Village, there's a lot of people that have owned their homes for 20, 30 years who now are approaching retirement. And they're selling because Miami's just getting way too expensive. Way too expensive. Real estate taxes are going up and they can't afford it. So they look to move up north as we're getting more influx of people coming in here.
Yeah, perfect example of what we were talking about earlier, that it just depends of where you are in that ladder. So for someone that is retiring, close enough for, I think that's an hour away, an hour and a half?
Yeah, it's like an hour and 40 minutes.
So you're still within striking distance of the main metropolitan area, but many people that are still, let's say, coming up in their life, perhaps they don't have the luxury to be able to be that far from their work, or maybe they're married to a certain school system or whatnot. So being here in this 305, the Miami area, North Bay Village, the answer to many things. And if I was going to say a second area, I like the Redlands. Homestead, the Redlands.
Really?
I keep hearing a lot of people, a lot of hype. future development companies, like Amazon or the whole idea of the military base. As a matter of fact, I worked for about a year at Homestead Air Force Base, and that's the runway, the what they offer there is just it's a gold mine. In from what I had heard, they are going to be using that airport there, that runway, as a not just a military private facility, but it could open up a lot of doors. So there's also a lot of uncertainty there. A lot of people betting on where is the next place for Amazon or Ken Griffin putting their entire team. So, but I like that area. Homestead Redlands is also something that has always been on my radar, and I believe that could be the future as well.
Interesting. So, as far as, obviously for me, Redlands and Homestead, I perceive it more as a second home, farm, big fruit trees and acres of land perspective. I don't look at it more. Are you seeing this as an area that's going to change their zoning and really become more of a Western type of place, or keeping that farm?
Okay, good question.
Attributes.
And I'll try to answer it quickly and have a lot from my perspective. So, if they do acquire some of the main players like Amazon, then it will bring a lot of the upper echelon people that are going to look to build compounds in the Redland area. But obviously, all these companies also have a lot of the mid-tier workers, that will need also housing. And Homestead has the answer to that, because there's all these undeveloped areas where they can build multifamilies, and you can still find single-family homes that are built after Andrew. So that's what kind of makes a difference on the type of build and also the pricing, in that they're very, very affordable. They're way within the striking distance of conventional loans. So it has the answer for both. Attracting the ultra high luxury upper echelon from major players, and also the mid-tier level.
Mid-tier. So, Zulu, I think I will take as our conclusion from all this incredible information that you gave me: North Bay Village, putting my money on it.
I agree.
And call Zulu 305 for my next real estate deals, which I always do anyway.
A little biased there. I'm a little biased there, but I agree.